Hello, our group Smit, Haider, Tina, Asburn is presenting a case study on CISCO based on two key questions. We'll start with introducing the company first.
CISCO system was founded in December 1984 by married couple Leonard Bozak, who was in charge of Stanford University Computer Science Department, and his wife Sandy Lerner, who managed the Graduate School of Business Computers. They named the company Cisco with a lowercase c short for San Francisco and developed a logo that resembled the Golden Gate Bridge, which they frequently travel. On August 28, 1990, Lerner was fired. Upon hearing the news, her husband Bozek resigned in protest against the new CEO, John Chamber. The couple walked away from Cisco with $170 million, 70% of which was committed to their own charity. Chamber joined Cisco in 1983 as a senior vice president of worldwide sales and operation. Cisco went public on February 16, 1990. Cisco opened its first international office in France and in London in 1991. Cisco is one of the top internet service providing companies. Cisco is the worldwide leading supplier of networking equipment for the internet, which mainly selling hardware such as routers, switches, telephones. And on the other hand, they're selling software and network services that make most of the internet work. Since 1991 to 1999, company grew from $1 billion to $300 billion. And by year 2000, Cisco became most valuable company in the world with the market capitalization peaking at $582 billion and $82 per share. By the end of 20th century, Cisco became one of the top companies in the world, but still they lack brand awareness. Since the initial stage, Cisco was linked with other companies for doing its core business, which resulted in a high stock price, but low brand awareness in general public. Branding is a marketing activity of creating name, symbol, or design which helps in differentiating a product from other products. Building an effective branding is very important. It gives a competitive advantage in the market. Let's see how Cisco has adapted both B2B and B2C branding till this year. And we'll also look at how B2B and B2C branding differentiate from each other in Cisco model.
Branding is a marketing activity of creating name, symbol, or design which helps in differentiating a product from other products. Building an effective brand is very important. It gives a competitive advantage in the market. Over the period of time, Cisco has adopted both B2B marketing as well as B2C marketing. So, what is business to business branding? Business to business branding is an act of marketing of product to other businesses or organization. In this type of marketing, direct consumers are not involved. There is just the involvement of two organizations. Marketed products may be for business use or for reselling to other consumers. Whereas business to consumer branding is an act of marketing the product to the final consumer. In this type of marketing, company is directly involved with the final consumer. Business to customer marketing refers to tactics and practices used to promote products and services among the consumer. Now we will see how building a brand in B2B context different from B2C. When it comes to B2B branding, it is very important to make a strong connection with the clients in order to represent the brand as the safe and top choice option to do business with. In order to do this, it is very much important to build strong personal relationships. Also in B2B, mass marketing and small ads are not of use. It is very necessary to educate professional buyers about the brand. Unlike regular customers, business professionals are well informed about the requirement of the purchasing needs, which will help them to achieve higher profit and lower the cost. When it comes to consumer market, there is a huge target market. Hence, company rely heavily on mass communication methods such as television, radio, magazine, etc. To make brands more appealing to general public, all the attributes of the product are designed in such a manner such as name packing, price, logo, etc. Branding always differs from B2B marketing to B2C marketing, but in case of Cisco, line between B2B and B2C is blurred.
45% of B2C marketers indicated that they are challenged to increase the customer loyalty, whereas only 27% of B2B marketers indicated that this was a key concern. 50% of B2B marketers want to move sales prospect through the pipeline faster, whereas only 29% of B2C marketers want to speed up the purchasing process.
When Cisco targeted the business to business environment, they targeted people like corporate executives and information technology representatives to sell their products to them. B2C market is product driven, but B2B depends on relationship. With the acquisition of Linsky in 2003, Cisco entered into the consumer market. They started offering home entertainment solutions including wireless capabilities for music, printing, video, and more. A new campaign, The Human Network, was also launched to generate awareness among consumers. They developed Cisco Connected Sports, which turned sports stadium into interactive venues. With the help of Cisco's technology, fans can meet their player through video conferencing.
Cisco's mission is to shape the future of the internet by creating unprecedented value and opportunity for their customers, employees, investors, and ecosystems partners. It is very clear from their mission statement that their priority is consumers rather than other stakeholders. The question is, why is there a need for Cisco to reach out to consumer market? Cisco has become a success in B2B market and it has maintained its lead in the corporate world. But Cisco is still an unknown brand for the household individuals. Cisco realized that the larger market is the general public, and now is the time to gain their attention and clarify the purpose of the brand. Cisco is in the same technology industry as Apple, IBM, and Microsoft, but unlike these competitors, Cisco was lesser known to public. Cisco was not the brand name that was famous. In the year 2007, IBM and Microsoft were on the list of the top 10 most valuable brands. But on the other hand, Cisco was unfamiliar to consumers, but known to the business world only. Cisco had taken consumer-oriented strategy, focusing on consumer behavior and also push and pull strategy. Push strategy is where Cisco focused on introducing innovative products, and pull when products based on customer needs is produced. But the general public could not grab the message. Hence, that was the main trigger for steps to be taken promptly and consumers to be approached in more dynamic way. So what marketing strategies did Cisco apply? It has applied holistic marketing, where Cisco developed, designed, and implemented marketing programs, processes, and activities that recognize their breadth and interdependencies. A marketing strategy that is developed by thinking about the business as a whole, its place in the economy and the society, and in the lives of its consumers. Mass marketing was also commenced as an attempt to appeal to the entire market, with a basic strategy utilizing mass media, also known as undifferentiated marketing. Cisco's target is to build a mega brand to leave a broad market footprint. The goal was to increase network trafficking and acquiring small companies and gain superiority in the market by polishing its brand image. In order to lead the consumer market, Cisco came up with numerous adverts and video campaigns. Campaigns like The Human Network, showing how internet connects people all over the world. The campaign promoted unity in diversity, making the world as a home of diverse culture, and how Cisco has played a role connecting one corner to another. Other campaigns such as Are You Ready? This is the power of the network now, and also published 8-page print ad but it has its name starting from third page so that it does not slam its name on the audiences and keep it decent and not loud. To gain consumer attention, it has done a lot of TV commercials and adverts, which are demonstrated in this presentation further. So, what Cisco did new? Cisco personalized its website. It added fun elements on the videos by making it more fun. It had games and virtual events. It has changed their messaging style, and from a boring seller of gears like routers and switches, they have polished innovative styles. They connected to sports platforms that turn sports stadium into digitally connected interactive venues. They transformed Dallas Cowboys, New York Yankees, and other major stadiums of USA into the ultimate fan experience. They put digital displays throughout stadiums, which allowed fans to pull up scores from other games. They could order food and also view local traffic to make the life easier of the general public. So the big question is, what has Cisco achieved after all they could do in order to become leading consumer market brand? In 2001, Cisco reorganized 11 new technology group and organization. They have grabbed many achievements in the span of 2 years. In 2004, Cisco offered several home entertainment solutions, wireless capabilities for music, printing, videos, and more. As Kotler and Keller also point out, Cisco's revenues increased 41% from 2006 to 2008, led by sales increases in both home and business use. By the end of 2008, Cisco's revenue topped $39.5 billion, and Business Week ranked it the 18th biggest global brand. Clearly, they have achieved their goal of reaching out to the consumer market, and in doing so have increased their shareholder value.
Now we move on to the second phase of the case study, which asks the question if the strategies and methods used by Cisco to enter and empower themselves in the consumer market have been viable. Before we answer that question, let us find some further clarity over it by elaborating over a few key elements and events that will be able to determine it easier. Cisco, while having used newer ads, campaigns, and elements, have also modified their existing elements to appear stronger and have a greater appeal in the minds of their target viewers. Cisco, from their latest range of campaigns, appears to show that they are not only manufacturers of routers and switches, but are a global entity providing high-quality necessities of all that is required in terms of connectivity and ease of business. They have used in their ads the life stories of people whose lives have turned around with the use of networking and internet, which has unlimited potential, as you know. The use of motivational messages and life stories adds a strong punch to its brand. No better feeling for it if the first name that comes out of any household is Cisco for them, right? So their ads did not just market their product, but the ability to network with ease, which is the primordial in this modern generation. As we saw from the Are You Ready and the Human Network campaign, they send out a strong and almost motivational message. They bring a feeling of surprise in the minds of the consumers through the life stories they share and how their lives can change on networking and how Cisco can help you get there. I would like to address another point of interaction by Cisco, and for this I would like to quote the Senior Vice President of Marketing of Cisco, Ms. Marilyn Mercereau, who quotes, "Travel is not the most glamorous experience anymore. You've got the high cost of oil, unproductive time spent getting from place to place, and the work or life balance that you forfeit." There, Cisco would like the consumers to associate their brand with one that brings about ease and efficiency, as well as the first choice brand for unique and multi-dimensional tech solutions. Any brand that provides value offerings to streamline a process or simplify one efficiently is an instant hit in the minds of the consumers. Cisco aims to do exactly that. But now for regular consumers and not just the B2B consumers, the latter whom have been serviced in an above average basis by Cisco. It was their turn to focus on the common public and try to establish the same reputation. Also, undoubtedly, the added benefit of saving time, which we hear countless people complain about, and saving energy resources of the world consumed in traveling, and they have made sure that the benefit is visible and not left abstract, waiting for the consumers to realize. That is an instant boost to the brand's image as its contributions may tilt the world in a better direction. They have meticulously also used humor in their marketing campaigns to also develop a lighter and a more lovable side towards the brand from the consumer. Cisco did not leave the efforts to enter and proliferate in the consumer market by advertising. but their investment and effort to develop a value offering not just to satisfy the immediate needs of the consumers, but also surprise them by bringing out solutions which the consumers would not have even thought of. To promote this, they went on a spree of high value acquisitions ranging from small to large innovative tech companies to be able to achieve this level of innovation as was set out by the company. Let me cite a few examples of acquisitions which Cisco had made specifically for the consumer market. Linksys is a tech company specializing in routers, which Cisco found the perfect opportunity to acquire and collaborate with in producing and selling routers for the internet. As you know, a router is a necessity in terms of the internet and can be found in almost every household, so it was to Cisco an obvious and profitable decision. This was an investment of 450 million US dollars to set the right foot in the consumer market and one of their most important acquisitions altogether. Another landmark acquisition made by Cisco was acquiring Flip Video for roughly 590 million US dollars. Flip Video rolled out series of tapeless camcorders at the time, which was the first of its kind. Cisco, which was information savvy with the market, took the instant opportunity to acquire Flip when it began to see success for the consumer market. For a final example, and one of their most expensive acquisitions, it was Scientific Atlanta. Scientific Atlanta is a Georgia-based manufacturer of cable television, telecommunications, and broadband equipment. Cisco had bought them for a whopping $6.9 billion US dollars. These were the strides taken by Cisco towards the consumer market direction. My indulgence in the narration of the elements of their campaign, their changes, and their events lead me to answering the question and analysis. Has it worked? To answer this, I'm going to use a series of theoretical concepts to explain where the impact has lied most. My first line of thought goes towards their mission statements and how they propose to make the brand visible in three terms: social, product, and economic mission. Their social mission was to maximization of connectivity, basically to shrink the world further, salvage all impediments to connectivity, equal access to an infinite world of information and knowledge, making life just simpler, make the world a better place and a smarter place, and use technology to do it. The product mission stands out to high performance, ceaseless working connectivity, hyper innovative solutions and offerings. Finally, for their economic mission, it was diversification of the company into almost all the lines of technology possible, running the company in a sustainable manner where huge resources spent on development and innovation is adequately balanced by high performance of the brand and revenues generated by such. Their mission statements aim to reflect so, and I can say they have been successful in doing so. Let's slip into a more casual yet in-depth line: brand personality. The brand personality that Cisco wanted to chisel for the customers. Cisco, with its great efforts in innovation and acquiring almost any little firm which had the potential of being innovative and technologically forward, wanted their consumers to always be in a state of surprise by their innovations and rollouts. Here is where the seriousness lied and left the marketers to excite the consumers with their ad campaigns. Looking at Cisco in general now screams of sophistication, and you would barely find anyone who would have used their product and would have the contrary to say. On the outset, Cisco looks to be a well-managed organization. Also, naturally being one of the technological pioneers was a bragging point for Cisco. I would like to use the customer-based brand equity model to demonstrate the effects of the back-to-back campaigns launched by Cisco as mentioned earlier. This model helps look at an all-round angle as to how the consumers view and reflect upon the brand. So let us look at all the aspects of the consumer-based equity model. I would like to start with salience. With salience, when the consumers are in a buying situation, Cisco is one of the most recognized and technologically developed brands. In terms of performance, consumers look at the products as durable, long-lasting, a reputed brand, and a trustworthy brand. In terms of imagery, they are efficient, they are professional, they are pioneers at what they do, they have a large sense of global awareness, and create a great sense of connection. Judgments toward the brand, you can very easily say it's one of the most recognized brands. They are highly innovative, supremely professional, top brand, and they have high credibility. In terms of feelings, they develop a lot of trust on the consumers towards the brand, and there's a lot of security in buying a Cisco product. In terms of resonance, the brand actively engages customer loyalty, and it also engages the customers towards the same goal, that is advancement and connectivity. Cisco gave social media adequate importance and kept in flow with the rise of its impact. Their latest campaign, Tomorrow Starts Here, aimed to be a global phenomenon and was used in almost all formats of advertising, including social media such as Facebook, Twitter, blogs, etc., and the numbers reflect its success as shown in this slide. Cisco Listens was their social media initiative for customer support, which made them win the 2012 Forrester Granzel Award for best-in-class social listening. Cisco takes great pride in it and receives A+ recommendations from its customers, thus uplifting the brand. Although the above points makes one believe that Cisco really did succeed in selling itself off in the consumer market, in hindsight, it actually has not been entirely successful, although the brand image is viral among the consumers too now. Cisco sold one of its flagship acquisitions, Linksys, to Belkin in 2013 to retract from the consumer market, justifying that the margins were dangerously low and the fluctuating demand made it worse. Conclusively, if Cisco were successful, that would directly reflect on their sales, and thus their high production economies would cushion the low margin impact. So I would say and conclude with the fact that their strategies may not have worked entirely and they could have done better.